and we're also recording it. So I will make this available to you, Ayesha, and to everybody else. We'll post it on our YouTube channel so that you can get it there. And then it also shows up again on Facebook. All right. And I want to welcome everybody for Empowering Women Entrepreneurs. And again, we have Ayesha Hamilton and myself, Alisa McCabe. Ayesha, how are you doing this morning?
Oh, so good. So good. Of course, as you can tell from my little sailboat picture, I'm working from home today.
It's all right.
And in a moment that's right on topic for us, right, is just man, I didn't sleep that well. I don't really want to get out of bed. But getting up, getting dressed actually made a difference. So.
Yeah. I'll just do introductions. Ayesha Hamilton is the owner at Hamilton Law, and she specializes in employment law. She is our champion for employees and helping them get the best workplace that they can. My name is Alisa McCabe. I'm the owner at First Steps Financial, and we provide accounting solutions for business owners to help them stay organized, gain insight, and provide a road to success for them. So today we are talking about being judged by the way we look, and does it affect how we, our business and our personal growth as professionals. And Ayesha and I were just talking about how we started. So I started my business over 10 years ago. And when I started, I dressed totally different than I dress now. I went out and I went and bought really nice suits, pantsuits. I was looking sharp and I wanted people to take me seriously. And Ayesha, when you started in your profession, and now I actually in the last couple of years, I've gotten to just wearing like pants and a shirt. Like I'm not, and even occasionally I'll wear jeans. I mean, when we used to go see clients or when we used to do things, when we did see people on the outside, occasionally I wore jeans. Like if I was going to, if I happened to visit one of our landscaping clients, I would wear jeans.
Right.
So Ayesha, how did you start out as to what you're wearing now, and why did you do all that?
So when you start out, and I'll say I passed the bar, and so I was actually practicing as a lawyer in 1998. And the first firm I worked at actually required women to wear skirt suits, and you were told you can't wear pantsuits, and you had to wear hose to go with it. And that was the uniform, right? And lawyers are big on the uniform.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was, dark suit, hose. You never really did, especially if you were meeting with a client or in court, you never did a sweater set and a skirt or separates. Like that just wasn't a thing. I think the difference, and you expressed this, Alyssa, perfectly, is sort of when you start out, you're dressing because other people told you to dress a certain way. But as you sort of are established in your business and you have more confidence, you start to dress within the confines of certain structures, but you start to dress more the way you want to and to express your individuality. And that sort of leads into a discussion about branding, right? So what is it that you decide as being a key part of your branding that you express through your clothing?
So I have to tell you, I actually contemplate how I dress and how I look, so even still, if I'm meeting someone new who doesn't know my reputation, doesn't know my company's reputation, I feel I have to prove myself. And I actually will not curl my hair because I think that gives them the impression that I might be, I don't even know. It might give them the impression of that I'm not smart, or that I don't know what I'm doing, or that I'm just the fluff in the front. And I know that sounds terrible, but I just know that's the way it's perceived. So I do, I dress differently if I don't know somebody, and I know that they don't know my company's reputation. So
I recently had to have a conversation with a younger woman that I was mentoring. And I said, you also have to think about the tone of your voice and the pitch of
Oh,
your voice, right? So that you don't appear super young. I
yeah.
think as a young woman, you have to appear older than you are.
Mhm.
Um, we at our age are trying for the other, but
You know what? I think we get to a point too, we don't care.
that's right.
I am so loud. I laugh so loud. Oh, I just love to laugh. Someone wrote a comment. She actually has branding. Her name of her business is Silver Hoop Edge, and she wears one of several pairs of silver hoop earrings to stay with the branding. How cool
Right,
is that?
right.
So
I
I don't.
will use a red purse or a red briefcase because that's consistent with my logo and my red
Oh,
branding. And I feel like it projects a feeling of power, right?
yeah.
Of strength. And so absolutely right. I mean, you sort of tie in little things that also give you your sense of individuality, right? I like red.
True.
I
It's funny you say that because I'm a red person too.
But would I wear a red suit?
No.
No.
But why not? So I think you're the one who told me about a lawyer who wears fabulous shoes.
Mhm.
Was it you that was telling me? Or so
Y-
and she wears these crazy shoes every time she goes to court, and people still take her seriously.
Yeah, and I think so. I think you can do that, right? I think like I love to wear. I actually will wear red shoes if I go to court, right? I'm okay because it's my little piece of individuality
Yeah.
or my uh, show of strength. Um, but it's not overpowering, right? You can ignore a pair of red shoes. And I feel like I'm not pushing the limit too much with our judiciary, who are still fairly conservative, old
Yeah.
white men. And you do have to be conscious of who your audience is. You
And you said this before, and we were talking about this. Who do you dress for? So who, like when you get up in the morning, like who do you dress for?
yeah, so the night before, I check my calendar and then I decide what shirt or what skirt I'm going to move to the front of the closet, right? Do I need a suit tomorrow or not? And I think you have to do that just so that my morning isn't then crazy figuring out what my day looks like.
Yeah.
So I feel like I need to do that prep the night before. I know a lot of people do it the morning of, um, but you are dressing for the situation, right? So if I have a networking meeting,
Mhm.
I still I still will wear jewelry. You still wear, professional clothes, but you can be more. Um, I don't want to use the word business casual, but I guess it is sort of business casual. Like a
Yeah.
sweater set is fine in a networking context. You
Mhm.
wouldn't wear that to court. You were just talking about your daughter who
Yeah.
works in the courthouse who must wear a jacket, right? So they do want to see a suit jacket.
Yeah, they do, but they
But what
didn't say
about you? What,
pantyhose. They didn't.
right.
They did specifically say in the courthouse she can't wear flip flops. And I think, and again, this goes to like the appearance. Like, if you saw your lawyer walking in flip flops, how much confidence does that instill in you? I don't care if it's a man or a woman. I would have no confidence in my lawyer if they had flip flops. And again, it goes to appearance, like what they're looking like. And
Yeah.
did that affect their growth? Absolutely. But then we got onto the subject of, so look, Facebook was started by Mark Zuckerberg and the other guy, which no one can ever remember his name. And and he always wore sweatshirts. And he refused to wear anything else. And they told him, no, if you want to be taken seriously, you have to wear a suit. And he never did. So
But
I
he's dressing for his market, right? So if
know you're right.
chances are you're in Silicon Valley and everyone is in t-shirts, shorts and flip-flops,
Right.
right? That might actually be okay.
It might actually be okay. You're
Because
right.
it's a cultural differential, right? So I think you dress per your industry norms,
Yeah.
but you know, and then you think, well, if I'm going to ask a client to pay me a significant amount of money, what is it they're looking for? They're not looking for flip-flops.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, to the point of people pay attention to the kind of car you drive, right? Uh,
Okay.
that's
It's
important.
bring that up because, back in the day when we did go see clients, I was very conscious of the car that I drove.
They pay
And
attention.
yeah, there was no way that I would drive a Mercedes or a BMW or something because, clients are looking at me to take care of their financials and organize things. But you would think
Right.
they would want me driving a Mercedes. Like, oh my God, if she's got this much money, I want some. She can probably do that for me. But I was very conscious. I didn't want them. I didn't want clients to give the impression that I was, I don't know.
And the reaction in their heads is, oh, that's what I'm paying for? Does her
Yes,
Mercedes
yes,
have it?
yes,
But I
yes.
will tell you a funny thing. So we're in the process of selling our house, and I noticed the kind of car that a realtor is driving. So, you know, and you look at the realtor who is driving the Mercedes, you know,
Mhm.
new Mercedes, and you think, well, that says something about your success rate, right?
Yeah.
Or you look at the realtor who's driving a Honda Civic, and that says something else about their success rate. It
Wow.
shouldn't. It should actually have no bearing, but that's the world we live
And that's totally true. And if I did, and I agree with you 100%, if a real estate agent pulled up to my house to sell my house and they pull up the Mercedes, I'd be like, they're good.
in,
I just, I
right?
would, isn't that's really interesting. So it's judged by not only how you look, but what you're driving and what the rest of your persona. So I guess the appearance goes bigger than just what you look like. It's
Okay,
really,
here's a question for you.
okay.
Heels, heels or flats?
Look, I am 5'2". I always wear heels so I can actually talk to people. So I can at least be,
I
I'm
love that.
sorry, flats are not happening. My flip flops even have like a little heel on them because
Yeah.
there's just no way. What about you?
So I hate heels, really hate them, right? But I wear them because they make me feel more confident.
Oh,
So
wow.
even during COVID, if I am arguing a really important, scary motion in my office via Zoom, I wear heels that day.
Do you really?
It's ridiculous.
Okay, that's huge. I'm sorry. I think that's like pretty cool because I do have to say when I put on heels, I feel like I am all that too.
Yeah.
I
And you
feel
put on
different.
red heels?
Oh, take me to
Right,
town, honey. Yeah.
right.
No, I totally agree. Is that oh, interesting? And
So
do you
it's an association, right? So uh,
yeah,
you you're just I'm just associating strength with that color and with the
height?
way that my posture changes, right?
It's true. I find I stand up taller when I wear
Right.
heels. Oh,
Yeah.
fascinating.
And I will say I've spent a lot of time during COVID in flip-flops too.
Well, and that's it too. So it's like, so now we're all wearing sweatpants and, now it's short season, so
Right.
it's like, does that, I mean, nobody can see what we're wearing, but it definitely affects how we portray ourselves. I think if I
Right.
had
And so
heels
I've been right. I think you just present yourself differently. I don't
yeah.
know. So I've been presenting on webinars, and one of the messages I got was, wow, your necklace is fantastic, right? Your necklace is I know it's not the point of the webinar, but it looks great. And I thought, yeah, so I have to do that.
Hmm.
I don't mind doing it, obviously.
Right.
But I do focus on what you're going to see from
Yep.
here up, because you still it's still your branding, right? Like
It
you
is.
need to be showing that,
It's the whole picture. It's,
right?
because we're not, you know, pulling up to somebody's house and we're not showing the whole, you know, our whole persona, which the best thing you can wear, everybody, is confidence. Look,
That's
you
right.
can be wearing anything. If you are wearing confidence, it's very attractive and everybody likes it. So,
Yeah.
but it's hard to, like, if you're not in person, it's hard to show that. And on these webinars, I agree with you 100%. You have to do the whole image, you know, from here up
Right.
about what it's going to look like. And I do think that you have to think about what you're wearing and
So
what,
do you think that men spend this much time thinking about branding?
um, well, I think age-wise, it depends. So I have millennial age children, um, and some of them are in business. Like one of them is a business owner, and he's not my child, but he's a nephew. And I truly believe in, whether it's conscious or not, he does do an image.
Okay.
I think he messes his hair a little. I think, you know, he portrays, and honestly, I just think that it shows him as being an innovative person, because he is. He started his own business. He did something very innovative. So
Wow.
that's the image that he gives. Someone older, I'm just thinking of the older males. Do they give as much thought? Some of them do. An accounting firm that we work with, they only wear blue suits and red ties. That's all they wear. It's like a uniform.
Really? Oh, I kind of love that because it's not just us.
Yeah. There's other people, there's other crazies out there who's thinking like this.
Yeah. No, that's
And
fantastic.
and Lorette just chimed in. She says people definitely judge your Zoom appearance
Mhm.
and your Zoom background.
Yeah,
Come on, people, don't have dirty laundry hanging in the background, because that will affect your growth and your business. I'm sorry.
right.
I
I
mean,
think, on that point, and I think that's a really good point you raise and Lorette raises, you also have to be cautious of what people can hear in the
oh,
background. And so, I will give my family the heads up
give
for
them
the
the
next
signage.
half hour. Right? If you need to have a pile of socks to throw at them, right?
Oh,
But they need to be, again, you're asking people to pay you money for a service.
yeah.
Um, you need to present a focused appearance as well. So I will tell you that my kids' lives, they've always known that if we're in the car and I'm taking a call that is related to my business, they have to be quiet.
Yeah.
And I never had to say that to them. I probably had to say it once very angrily. And that was it. Um,
Listened.
but they have to get that. There's no bickering while I'm on a call. There's no,
And
any
that
of the normal kid noise.
and that's part of your image, is
That's right.
that people may know that you have children, but they also know that you're very professional. And then it goes to your image all around. And I think that's, what we end up realizing is that it's not just your appearance, it's everything around you.
Right.
Um, it's
I think
really,
unfortunately people may in the back of their heads know that you have children, but they don't want to really know that you have children.
absolutely not,
Yeah.
because then those children take the place of them.
Right.
They want to be number one.
That's
And
right.
and granted, while you are talking with somebody, they should be number one.
Right.
Who's ever in front of
Exactly.
you should be the one person that you are talking to, and that's who it should be. So one of the other things that we were talking about is can we change the way we approach these concepts? And we've talked about a bunch of different things. So, you know, um, can we change any of the way that we think about this? That, we're worried about how we look. Oh, wait, we had a discussion about Botox too, because we were talking about how we look. And I have someone who I know, who I love, who I saw her, and then she had Botox. I didn't even know she had Botox. And then I saw her and I said, oh my God, you're glowing. You look so good. And she's like, oh, thank you. I had a facial. And then secretly she shared with me, she's like, oh, I did have a little Botox. I was like, oh my God. But, you know, it's our concept of what do we have to look like? And
But is it so for her? I would love to feel that she did the Botox for her because she
so,
wanted it,
yeah,
right? Not because she felt like society is saying to me, I've got to not have lines or whatever it's doing.
yeah,
And I'm okay with that. I'm okay.
yeah,
Like I dye my hair, right? I'm okay
exactly.
with doing what I want so I feel confident, not because that's what society tells me I'm supposed to be doing. I have friends who are my age that are fully gray, right?
Well,
And
and does
I,
that affect, does that, so we have a friend in common, Kapu, and I can't believe she's
right?
not on here today. I think she's actually traveling. Um, and she has full gray hair and it's gorgeous. And I always wonder, does it affect her? Like, does it affect her business? Because she has this fantastic business.
Yeah, I don't think it does.
I don't think.
Because what I think it, because she carries it with a sense of confidence, right? There's
So,
nothing meek or shy or retiring about Kapu. I mean,
you know,
she's just this like fantastic personality,
she's
but that
exuberant.
shows through, right?
Yeah.
And in fact, I wonder if a lot of it is part of her branding as well, in
Yeah.
that this photography is not about it's not about being vain, or it's about showing your true self,
So, so
right?
we have Amanda Trigg on here. She said,
Ah,
she said she, you know, has a gray hair friend on here too. Um, and she
yes,
says she thinks it helps her. It makes her more identifiable. So
yes.
again, does it affect your image? And I wonder if that concept of having gray hair has changed to, especially for women. And I think I know Kapu wears her hair long, and it's long and wavy. God, it's gorgeous. I wish I had hair like that.
And
And
Amanda's is short and stylish, like it's
oh,
very elegant, but it's gray, and I think that's fantastic.
I do too.
Yeah.
Um, and I wonder if it came about because, you know, celebrities went gray, and maybe, you know, Lady Gaga did that gray, and she was probably in her late 20s, early 30s when she did it. Um,
Right,
it's funny because I do see more and more people just letting themselves go gray,
right,
and that's pretty awesome. I'd like to see that concept change 100%.
right. And I think we have to, you know, as women, you support each other, right?
Hmm.
And I think maybe as women, we are more judgmental about each other than perhaps men are. You know,
Oh,
I just don't, you never hear that. Oh, look at what he's wearing. You just never do.
no, it's actually laughable. And I think, actually, I think we as women are harder on ourselves.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. I don't find myself that critical of other women. I will look at somebody and it's like, oh God, she's so beautiful. And then I think, oh, can I look better? Like Kapu and her hair. And I'm like, oh, I wish I had hair like that.
But I will tell you, I was having a conversation with someone a couple days ago, and I said, so the way you dress matters. And I was, this was had to have been like 6 months ago. I was in a meeting with a younger woman, and when she bent over, you could see her bra. And I thought, oh, that doesn't seem right.
Hmm.
Right now, that's just me bringing judgment to it. Does that matter?
Yeah. I
What would
don't,
you tell your daughter?
oh, I would tell her, button it up. No. Um, just one more comment about the gray hair. Lorette said she let hers go natural and people seem to love it, but it's totally a personal decision. And Lorette has gorgeous hair. It's beautiful. Um, now so this is a hard one too. So people are expressing themselves and they wear what they want to wear. And so I think in our in our age group, and when we go to networking events, if there was somebody there who wore something really low cut, we would be like, wow, that's inappropriate. Oh,
Yeah.
oh my God. I was at a young professionals summit, and yes, I was the old lady there. I was hanging out with all these young people, and they were hilarious. Um, and this woman got up to speak, and she was younger. She was in her probably early 30s, and she was great. She was talking about social media. And then she showed her picture on social media, and it was a side shot, and she had this very, very low cut item on, and it was like you could clearly see boob. I was like, whoa. And I actually was sitting with two young men, and they freaking busted out laughing. And I thought, are you taking her seriously? And
Right.
the gentleman on my right was a little bit older, not as old as me, but a little older. And he said, not really. And the other guy was much younger, in his early 20s. And he's like, I don't know, I'd have to see.
Oh,
And
that's interesting.
and so and the three of us have kept in touch. And so we followed up. And every time she posts something, the younger kid always sends it to me. And he said, she really made a business for herself.
Okay.
Isn't that interesting that my perception of it, that was like inappropriate, has nothing to do with her success?
That's hilarious. And so I will tell you, my daughter really, right, took me to task a couple days ago because she was talking about, I want to buy um, like a bathing suit. And I was like, all right, well, find what your solutions are, and we'll order one. And so she shows me this one, but I knew the brand, and I was like, no, those are slutty. And she just stopped. She was like, what gives you the right to judge? Because what you're saying is, when one of my friends or somebody buys this type of bathing suit, that they're sluts. Like, who are you to make that judgment? And I really had to stop and think, boy, you can't say stuff like that anymore. And you're right. Who am I to make the judgment of another woman? That's not fair.
Yeah, I know. And
So,
so, all right. So I said before, I don't really judge other women. I guess I do.
I guess I do.
Yes, I do. But I don't know if it was a man and he had his pants slung really low. I would say that's inappropriate too. I mean, I don't know. I'm an equal
Right.
opportunity inappropriate person. How's that?
Right.
Um,
Exactly.
so, so, we got a few minutes. We're wrapping up our concept here about, does it affect your growth? We have someone in social media who hasn't. I mean, she's a social media guru at this point for younger people, and hers obviously worked. But it does affect. I think it affects us as professionals in the way that we dress. But things are changing, because gray hair definitely was not acceptable previously. And I know that it wasn't. If a woman had gray hair, she was ignored. And now I absolutely know that's not the case. Someone else we know, Jane Gore, has beautiful, beautiful hair.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I can't picture her any other way. And I don't think anything less of her.
No, and actually, like Amanda, like Kapu, very well maintained, very
Yes.
well coiffed, right?
Well, and is that it too? It's how
Right.
they appear.
Right.
It's not like they did it by accident.
Right. Or showing a lack of care,
Yeah.
right? That's not what that's about. But I think that those are, again, I have another friend who has big curly black hair, but big hair. And every summer she says, boy, I really wish I could cut this. And I said, well, why don't you? What's stopping you? She's like, people know me by my hair. At the courthouse, people say,
Oh,
she, again, like Amanda said, it makes you distinctive. And I
yeah.
think that that's something that's really, especially in the Zoom environment, that's all we got is hair and a necklace, right?
It's true.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, we have so much to think about here, about what we look like and the necklace we wear on our Zoom calls. And and makeup and earrings and all that stuff. So we are going to come back again next Thursday, same time, same place. And we'll be discussing more topics that affect women in business. Anybody who's on any of the attendees or at any point, feel free to send us any questions that you want us to discuss, or anything that's affected you, something that happened to you this week. You know, Ayesha and I both work in different professions, so we bring different areas, but we'd love to hear from everybody.
Yeah, this was a fun conversation.
It was. All right.
I think we,
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
oh no, you know, enjoy your very long commute to your dining room table.
Everybody's going to get to work in like 6 minutes. So
Exactly.
and then hopefully everybody has tomorrow off for July 4th.
Yeah. We'll see you next week.
All right. Take care. Happy July 4th, everybody.
Bye.